So we are in Making a Mess, day 2 here at Smuzno Towers, and I was just chopping some stuff because I've already got started this morning and I realised, Dave, turn your camera on. So, here we go. I have the shoulder pad of a Space Marine Inceptor. Not an Interceptor, but an Inceptor. It's Inception. It's a funny name. Don't like it. Started. So I've cut away with a craft knife the inside and the back, and that's literally, if I get in close, can you see in here I've just been cutting stuff away. In here I've just been cutting stuff away, and all I'm going to do is literally just keep cutting stuff. Now, I went with the sandpaper all the way through on the last one, and I had a few little mishaps. So I'm going to chop as much away with the knife, well away from my fingers as I possibly can, just to give me a head start. So I'm going to cut the top off. You probably can't see. I'm getting a bit closer. So again, going to take that top and just, because you've got to be careful because you need to leave the hole on the inside. So I can cut 3 or 4 mil off that, like that, because I don't really want to go, if I take that away, go from this angle, I don't want to scratch up the sort of casing that the shoulder pad's got to sit on too bad, but I've got to get going. So 1, 2, 3, push. Blade's not as sharp as I would like. When the postie's been today, I'm going to go and buy another one. Didn't ruin the pipe. Ruin the pipe on the last one. I'm sure it won't make a huge amount of difference. I'll only play the game twice and then go, it's boring anyway. But I just like the miniatures, man. I just can't give it up. So again, chop. Chop. And then turn it over and start going from the outside and just cut in. If I get around here, can you still see? So I've got to go on that dot. That's fine. So I'm just giving myself a place to cut to. And just start shaving plastic off. So we've still got the peg there on the inside, but we just got to get rid of all this stuff over the top. 1, 2, 3. It really is some scary work, but it's quite exciting at the same time. This is kind of what the modelling aspect of it's all about, I think. This is the fun stuff until you chop through your own finger and end up in hospital, which when I was building my Battlestar Galactica, I actually cut. Can you see? I've got a scar still. Where is it? Oh, we're zoomed in. Hang on. I've got a scar there. Whereas I just went straight in, all the way up to the base of one of these. All the way up to the end of one of those blades. And it was a small cut, but it was quite a profound one. And when I got to the hospital, the guy that I went to the hospital for said to me, is this all? Is this what you've really come to hospital for? You're wasting our time in A&E because you've given yourself a boo-boo. And I said, touch it. And as soon as he touched it, it literally just gushed blood everywhere. It wasn't particularly good, I told you so. But it was, I told you so. Don't do it. It's no fun at all. I have digressed. So as you can see, I hope you can see, where are we? Yeah, let's go on that. So I've got bits there. That's still the original pad, so that's got to come off, but it's really, really close to the weapon, and I'm trying not to scratch up the weapon. So let's go from the back up this time. I'm chopping a lot more with the knife. It's going much, much quicker. Want a sharper knife, might have mentioned it. So now we're getting close enough that I can start whittling away some of the actual base of the shoulder pad. You only need a little bit, because every time you chop a bit, you can just dig into that a little bit more. It's when it's got that nice smooth top surface that it's difficult to get through. Now we're getting there, look. Now, let's see if we can see. There's still all of this stuff. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, Shazam. all of this stuff in here, and that's going to have to remove, because if you think about it, your next shoulder pad is going to have to go in that location. So let's be brave for a moment. How am I going to... I might switch and see if I can get those in there, and yes. So right tool for the right job. So I've just taken the edges off of that. Now I can get in there a little bit more. I can start chopping off the inside of that and making myself some space. Yes, see, there we go. Suddenly things are a lot better. And on the last one, I did find that if you leave a little bit of this here, it does give you a much better idea of where the new shoulder pad should fit to be correct. I've not released one of the new shoulder pads. I haven't set it free, so let's just quickly 1, 2. Very much like Terminator shoulder pads. They're a cross between a Terminator and a, what's it bloody called? Black guys with the silver shoulder pads. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's going to go like that, look. But that still means that, can you see that? So that's where the Terminator little tab are, the tab at the bottom is going to go, and that's where it needs to fit on the old thing. So I've still got a lot of chop off up the top here. But as you can see, I've still got an awful lot to cut through. So I think the best thing I can do now, I'm starting to dig into it a bit more, is to get these and go 1, 2, 3, chop. And I have just made myself a whole load of room to start cutting some stuff away. So I'm going to leave that, and then on that front edge, I'm going to go there and start really chopping into that and making us some space. Oh, gone too far. Oh, I'm off camera. Look, gone too far, gone onto the peg. So that's as far as we can go on that bit. So we're going to go round the back here and cut off the rest of the shoulder pad like that. And I've never done this before. Actually, I've done one before, but I've never done this before. I've given this a go. I've built lots of spaceships. It went okay. So now if we get that, we put that on there, we are a lot closer. Can you see? That's starting to look pretty nice. It's still way too off the top of that arm, but I think that if we were to put this in place like that and put that on there, which I wish I'd been more careful, because that could do with a bit more space to actually glue, and then put the pad over the top, we might be okay. But that's not what I want to do for now, because I want the arm and this to be one piece. What are we going to do? I know what we're going to do. We are going to take the bit of blue tack that I attached to the box. World's best stress reliever, blue tack. I love it. If things are going a bit rough, buy some blue tack and just sit and play with it. I know it sounds weird, but it's just, it is how it is. So that's like that. Okay? Yes? Intercessor. And then over the top of that, we're going to put the shoulder pad, press that into place. And that's how we're going to look. And I don't think that's too bad, because it's only going to go so far, isn't it? And I can't chop any more of that bloody arm off. And if you look up from inside, you can't see an awful lot of stuff that isn't super sexy. And whatever there is in there is going to be green anyway. So I think the best thing we can do now is take that blue tack off. If you ever want to get blue tack off a model once you've been playing, the best thing to take blue tack off is blue tack. You can keep that little gem of wisdom for free. So that's pretty much how I do it. I can't chop any more off the top of that. I'm really regretting making that mistake of cutting that top bit off. But I think what I'm going to do is glue that arm on. Not on camera again. Glue the arm on and leave the shoulder pad off, just so I can get to everything nice and easy. So just one final show. That's the nub it's got to go onto. That's the space it's got to attach onto. And I'm just going to glue that together like that, which I'll do now. Wrong glue. got 2 types of glue. If you want the white one is better in my opinion, but I wish they did the white one with the little tiny stick of the green one. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, it is Tamiya cement. So take that, do it on camera, press that into that. You can feel it's got a nice secure bond. Hold that for just a moment. I wish I could press the button because it's not very central. Release that. There we go. And that's what it is. Leave that like that, let that go off. Tidy the pad up separately and then glue the pad on after. I think that's easily the way. There you go. Space Marine Inceptor man with his shoulder pad cut off. I've never done it like this on the camera before. Here you go. The camera's actually in front of me so I can see what I'm doing. That's gone pretty well. I've got this sort of crappy bit on the top here that just needs a little bit of sandpaper. I've sort of gone off half-cocked because I moved house recently and all of my materials are just somewhere else. Never fit the heads on until the end, and I will want a file to do the ends of these guns just to smooth them out nicely. But this will be enough to just put on a box and give a coat of green paint again just to firm it up nicely. But I won't do that until the shoulder pad's on. But I am a little concerned about being able to get to everything to paint it adequately. So is that going to go on? This is the proof. There we go. So if I put that like that, that looks great. Apart from the big bit of flash that's on there, but I'll clean that up. Done it. End. Thanks a lot. 12 minutes of me just waffling. Get it exactly, yeah, whatever.